Good afternoon, I'm Peter Melledew and I'm delighted to present to you our series of seminars, Wealth with Green. In Wealth with Green we have our student consulting teams working with companies to provide them advice on how they can achieve financial and economic wealth at the same time as achieving zero or net positive impacts on the environment. Please welcome Team E.
Hello everyone, good afternoon. My name is Shivam Chand, and along with me and my team, Team Echo, we have Jenny, Minu, Shalini and Karan. We'll be presenting our Wealth with Green and our mission on Mission Zero. For our presentation, we have a short video before we proceed further on. But before we do that, my team will be giving us some samples for our chosen company, and we'd like to give some samples up. So my team will be giving these out now. Just get it ready. Just get it ready.
Oh, never. Okay.
Just get it ready and don't play it now. Thank you, my team. Okay, now we're going to proceed further on with the video, our introduction video. Okay, to give you a slight glimpse of what the video was about, it was about on how the approach of Mission Zero is having the success of behind all these companies. So it's by eliminating all the wasteful waste that the company always processes and developments, and also on how they're using minusing the harmful materials used and using recyclable products on the chosen companies we have, and also. It's also using on redesigning the transport networks for the business, and also as well as the sustainability process development to process the products more effective and efficiently. And to give you on the slight idea of what Mission Zero is and how it has a big effect on our two chosen companies we have chosen, which is Whittaker's New Zealand small-sized, medium-sized company. And also, while doing our research on our New Zealand company, which is Whittaker's, we also did our research on Nestle because they have the same similar manufacturing process development. So that's why we researched on both internationally and nationally, which is Whittaker's and Nestle. To give you an idea of who is Whittaker's, Whittaker's was James Henry Whittaker's was the one who began the market of Whittaker's and the company. And since then, Whittaker's has been in the market for around 180 years now. Whittaker started in 1986, and I believe by using the principles of Mission Zero, Whittaker's can do so much more and improve so much more in the development process and manufacturing process by eliminating waste, using less energy, being more environmental, and being more environmental safely. Next, my team, we will discuss challenges that the chosen businesses will face. Also with challenges, we will contrast and compare on what are the advantages and disadvantages. And lastly, a solution will be made on finding a recommendation for our presentation. Next, I'll pass it on to Jenny, who will take on from here.
Thank you. Hi everyone. Now just let me introduce some sustainable activity of Interface and Nestle. Firstly, as we Interface have a well developing as Mission Zero, and to minimize any negative impacts on the environment by 2020, and they also encourage and motivate the employee to achieve the Mission Zero personality, and build the Eco Dream Team to create and help the way of applying sustainability. And as we can see here, Interface has set a goal in main 7 areas, such as zero waste, benign emission, renewable energy, causing the route to develop recycled material, resource efficiency, transport station, sensitivity hook up to build the culture of sustainability. Finally, is redesign commercial to build a new business model of sustainable development. On the other hand, Nestle have the mission of good food, good life. Therefore, they have developed many process, many program and policy to maintain the environment for the future generation. And they also set targets to reduce the energy, greenhouse gas weight and usage of water by 2017. And there's some policy of Nestle to develop the sustainable environment, which have research and development, sourcing of raw material, manufacturing. They also using a lot the most efficiency technology to reduce the weight in their factory and minimize the plastic use and using the recycled material. In addition, Nestle also optimize distribution of less work and road to improve the transportation. Moreover, they have connection with the government, industry, public, and society to support the sustainability communication. At the same time, for the human resources, they have trained the employee living in the sustainable way. Furthermore, they have integrate with some regulator and source stakeholder to foster the environmentally efficient and effective in the regulation and policy. This policy is support to the sustainable program of Nestle. For example, eco reduction plans is based on the regulation policy to develop this program. In contrast, Interface also has some way to products to develop the products to be the sustainable, such as design process, life cycle assessment for the products, and the materialization to a process of making the same quality products to be next material, and reduce the weight in the manufacturing, and minimize the footprint of the building in the interface. This slide will be facilitated by Manu. Thank you.
Hi everyone. So the core aim is to save the natural environment for the future generation. Both the Interface and Nestle have policies to reduce the negative impact on the environment. So now let's have a look at the advantages of adopting sustainability. So the first advantage is reduced waste, greenhouse gas emission, energy and water usage. Interface has implemented new machines in factories which can upgrade the quality of the products as well as reduce the wastage. And even Nestle has many plants like the Nestle Cocoa plant, Nescafe plant and Roundtable Sustainable Palm Oil plant. For its suppliers, it is used to encourage their suppliers to provide them with sustainable raw materials for their products. Since Nestle and Whittaker are similar companies, we think that Whittaker can adopt the policies used by Nestle to reduce the wastage and the emission of greenhouse gases. Then the next one, more profit, more productivity and competitive advantage. Both the companies like Nestle and Interface encourage their employees to come forward with more ideas that can help them to improve the productivity, and they even reward their employees for that. And Whittaker can adopt some measures used by Nestle and Interface which can also provide a competitive advantage for them. Then next one, I have told them already about the improved products. Then Nestle and Interface, Whittaker are similar companies, and Whittaker can adopt the packing policy, waste and recycle policy, turning their waste and of Nestle so that they can reduce the reduction to the landfills. It can benefit both the planet as well as the community. So now let's have a look at the disadvantages of adopting sustainability. While there are many beneficial impacts, it is a big challenge for any organization. The first challenge is time. So both the companies, not only in Nestle and Whittaker, every company has to set a time frame for adopting the policy of sustainability. Interface started working towards Mission Zero in 1994, and the time frame they have set to achieve this policy is by 2020. And in the case of Nestle, the time frame set is 2017. Whittaker is a medium-sized company, so every medium-sized company, they also focus on upgrading their products. So they won't spend much time on these challenges. Then the next one is information and knowledge about sustainable practices. It is there is lack of information from the Whittakers, but still they can use the information from Nestle and Interface to improve their sustainability practices. Then the third one, stakeholders. The stakeholders usually prefer to get their orders met rather than adapting to any new changes in their daily operations. Then the fourth one, additional capital and investment. Every company, when they choose a new product or new strategy, they'll have to invest a lot of money. So Whittaker is a medium-sized company, and they will have to spend a lot of money to adopt the policy of sustainability. Then the last one is process and procedure. To adopt the policies of Nestle and interface, Whittakers will have to look into their existing process and procedures. So it is time consuming, it might be difficult for them. So these are the advantages and disadvantages of adopting sustainability. Now I'd like to pass on to Shalini. Thank you.
Hello everyone. Today I will be talking on the challenges Whittakers may address and have to consider while adapting to Nestle's and Interface's sustainability practices, and how and what Whittakers can do to solve these challenges. Our team came up with these challenges for Whittakers. Firstly, startup cost may be expensive. We speculate that this is the key challenge, one of the key challenges for Whittakers. For a company to implement and achieve sustainability, a company will have to view not only one but all aspects, including its plans, procedures, processes, its operations, people, system, departments to technology. And Whittakers, being a medium-sized company, may find the startup costly. Secondly, change in management and organizational structure. When Whittakers will start its journey towards sustainability, the company will need to allocate, coordinate, and supervise tasks and processes. Various departments will have different tasks allocated to them. For example, a procurement department may be given tasks to make a plan on sourcing sustainable raw materials. This is one of the approaches that Nestle uses. And therefore the structure or the hierarchy of the company may change, and there will be departments and people who will be working only on the environmental sustainability initiatives. Thirdly, changes in the daily operations. For Whittakers to adapt and apply sustainability practices, the company will need to look at redesigning and implementing technologies, machines and systems. And these changes will affect not only the daily operations. There will be trial and errors period which will interrupt daily operations, and employees may not easily adapt to these changes. Fourthly, training of employees and management. As the company will go through changes in its operations, processes and procedures, it will be very important to provide training to all employees and management. And through this training, employees and management will be aware and understand the importance of the changes the company is going through in order to achieve sustainability. And lastly, additional staffs will be required. So when Whittakers will adapt to the changes, they need skilled and professional staffs who can do research and development. Therefore, Whittakers will need to look for staffs who have skills and knowledge on sustainability. And now I will talk on the solutions for these challenges. First is to be patient, because be patient and take one step at a time. Adapting to be a sustainable company is not a day's task. Thus, Whittakers will need to plan and set clear goals accordingly, ensuring continuous development and improvement in each phase. Also, Whittakers will have to conduct a full analysis and research of each processes before applying, to ensure that the processes won't have any negative impact on the company and its production. And finally, Whittakers will need to create awareness not only within employees and management but also the stakeholders, so they all can support and be part of the sustainability plan. Now our team member Karan will talk about recommendations. Thank you.
Hello everyone. Now I will explain the recommendation for our company. Whittakers needs to design a document to a sustainability program to corporate at strategic level, and the sustainability program should have an attractive name and clear vision. The chairman and director should be lead the organization and sponsor of the program. All employees should be engaged, educated and trained by a company. Next slide. Whittakers should invest in a system to monitor and progress both environmentally and Sustainability Program Productivity and ISO 14001 system. Whittaker should invest more in IR&D system, and communication to stakeholders is vital and should be documented yearly in integrated report format as well as regular updates on Whittaker official website. Thank you. Any question?
Thank you very much indeed. You've set a very high benchmark. We'll make comments about that shortly. We'll just ask some questions here before we get through our feedback. Questions, please. You guys can all ask questions as well. Remember, they get marks for question handling.
Okay. At Nestle and Whittaker's, where do you feel the primary area of waste which could be first or most easily addressed is? What area of the company? Is that in sourcing materials? Is it in production waste? Is it in packaging?
So everything here?
So if you were to recommend one area of Whittaker's or Nestle's entire business, if you were to recommend one area of improvement, where would that be?
We're running around a lot now.
So, as in... Hold it.
Yeah.
Okay, as in like to improve like in the process development like that for Whittaker's.
In the company's entire effects on the environment. Like for instance, this packaging.
Yeah.
I think this is just foil wrap. There's nothing I can see on the back. There's the sustainable farming initiative is mentioned, but there's nothing on it in terms of saying this packaging is biodegradable or it's been made with renewable resources or anything like that. Nestle probably produce millions of these a year, which means millions of packages of theirs end up in landfill. Would the packaging be an area, or do you think there's a lot of waste in the production cycle, or is there waste in getting the raw material from overseas, or do you have any insights there?
Like as in like you're talking about the packaging, we can go back into Whittaker's, right, and go look at the redesigning of the product, right? So what product was made to make the packaging, and also like in other companies they have the recyclable logo. We can put that into it, but not by put into it, we can actually show them. So like a few of our workers can go, like outside team can go and find actually recyclable product materials and take that to our production team, and from the production team they can redesign the product and make it more environmental safe.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Nice. Well, thank you for the question. It was a good one.
I think, Jenny, you were talking about interfaces, sensitivity hookup, one of the 7 fronts of sustainability, which is sensitivity hookup. So, can you explain a little bit more about what that sensitivity hookup is about and how that might apply in the context of Whittaker's?
I think it's the interface will training the employee is one of the part, and then will work connection with the stakeholder to support and develop the sustainability environment. So this is the hook up for the organization.
Is that what sensitivity hookup means? Is that how you understand what sensitivity hookup means? with training
Yeah.
and stakeholder relationships.
Yeah, and so that's why they can build up the culture in their organization and improve the sustainable development in this area.
Thank you. Any questions from the audience out here? Points of clarification?
What assurance will you give to your shareholders about the sustainability project when they are investing? As Minu said, they will be investing lots and lots of money. What assurance are you gonna give it to us that we're gonna get benefit out of your sustainability project?
So the assurance, like for the people, like what's the
like for
what
the
promises?
investors.
Okay, so as Minu mentioned, like we'll have like a set of professionals or managers who will train the employees on how to make it more like sustainability and more appropriate for the people. So insurance is like training, education, training like studies, shows. We'll have professional experiences from the people who'll be teaching them. And what was the other part you were saying? Are you sure?
Getting the numbers right.
Getting the numbers right. Making it more environmental safely, rather than just saying it. We'll show it to the people, and by having like an annual report to show that this was the promises we made and this is the promise we delivered. But if we haven't reached those promises, we are still training hard to deliver.
So you show it in the annual report.
In the annual report, and also by as the time process further on, more training keeps going on, and then results will be coming out at the end. If no results coming out, then eventually they keep trying hard. We'll keep trying hard. Yes.
Do you know any is there any examples, say, the company have to for the sustainability actions? As we can understand, like Starbucks, all their tissues they are given, they are signing, all the materials we are using are coming from some recycled materials. So I see that the chocolate is. You mentioned the company has some sustainability actions. Is there any examples you can clarify to us for us to have better understanding? Oh, it is the company, they are really doing something for the sustainability or the mission zeros, that sort of things. Thank you. All of them are okay for us to have better understanding.
Okay. While we're doing our research, we found that for Nestle, there was people that we found out that there was like an on-site team from Nestle that went to the villages of where the cocoa beans were produced. Instead of helping the produce more cocoa beans, they also reduced the wastage over there. So all the water that was there, it was all waste. So what they did, they create a program which helped the villages and the people to have more clean mineral water. So there was a program that while they were doing their cocoa beans production, they were also working on other sides of things, like helping the people with the water, for helping give more clean water to the villages rather than all those waste. And as I know, when I was researching, that production is still going on. And so for the people and for cocoa beans, as well as as Nestle is doing the bit of doing the product, they're also helping the people with where the product came from. So I reckon it's a give and take, and then they're giving and taking, they're delivering and promising.
Okay, overall I thought that was a very good presentation. I thought you made excellent use of the team and you had very, very smooth, consistent transitions between team members.
I think the transaction is very smooth and you guys have performance is very confident, and as for the questions you've answered, I understand you have done quite a lot, Siri. Thank you.
I think each speaker speak very clearly, and the video is helping us to understand the presentation. Yes, the video which you showed us in the very beginning helped us understand what your proposal was about, and you answered all your questions very effectively. That was really good. Thank you.
I saw great teamwork in the team. Some of you are stronger speakers than others, and you gave them a little bit more time. But all of you did contribute at some part in the team. So good allocation of work amongst the team. So areas of improvement. I would suggest for future teams that the props that you handed out, the chocolate, you could be handing out those before you actually start the presentation, or else whilst the video is playing you could go almost straight in with the video and be handing out the props at the same time, just to keep the timeliness more appropriate. So other areas of improvement? Come back this way. What could that team or future teams do better?
More focused on sustainability, I suppose.
Right, carry on.
And the handout and the PPT is too many information and word.
Yeah, I think for the comparison part, the PowerPoint offers too much information for us to focus. If it could reduce something, that would be much more clear.
Yeah, I agree with the other judges about the information in the slides is that there's too much for you to read, as well as the PowerPoints when you are presenting. You should be the focus of the presentation, not the PowerPoint. So just bullet point on the slides what you want to discuss, and then the presenter discusses it. Otherwise, when you mentioned the disadvantages and the challenges of adopting sustainability, I felt you could have used more time there as a rebuttal of the challenges, so that it's not as daunting of a task to implement.
Any other
areas of improvement?
A minor point. Avoid using uppercase in text material, I think, which you did in your video. Uppercase takes people about 20 to 30% longer to read. When we learn to read, we learn to read in lowercase. So that's a minor point. Again, related to slides, less text information, more graphic images. Which you've done extremely well in your video and extremely well here. But text, as we move to wide screens, you can start to have text on one side and a graphic image on the other to help us track there. Okay, back to apples again. Other positive points, other good things that you saw in the presentation that you want to remark upon.
Yeah, I thought you stayed on point throughout the presentation, and you covered you covered your topic very well. So congratulations there.
I think a little bit much more eye contact would be very efficient for us.
Doing it positive.
Good research done on all companies. So we get to learn lots about the other companies as well. Thank you.
I think you demonstrated tremendous competent use of technology, the production of the video, the use of the slides, very consistent slides in terms of the style that you used there. Every one of you used a different way of um, prompting what you were going to say. One of you used your cell phone, one of you used a large piece of paper, others used cue cards, little cue cards, and Jenny, I have to give you the award for top speaker. You were very confident, very well poised, very well dressed, and everything from memory as well. So I give you my my Simon Cowell Award. Dress code, and you've all dressed smartly and neatly for this presentation, obviously taking it very importantly. That you all spoke authoritatively. You spoke as though you knew what you were talking about, and that came through in your questioning as well. Okay. Any other positive things anybody wants to say? Yep.
Yeah, thank you. I would say it was a very well constructed slides, and everybody was pretty much confident about what they were speaking about. And I like the video in the start, which was being presented. It was really very nice, and again, very well done. Thank you.
Okay, give them all a hand.